I hate the Angel Sanctuary raid, but not because it's too hard or too easy, but because it's either impossible or unlosable. To explain, the Angel Sanctuary dungeon I find very fun. It's just the raid. And you might be wondering why after posting so much raid content on UW, why nothing now on Angel Sanctuary. And it's not because I can't beat it. Here is me beating it, just so you know I can. It's actually more that I can beat it like blindfolded. So to explain, endgame content and really anything usually has a type of skill curve. As you get better and as your gear gets better, it gets easier for you. UW is exactly like this. As you got better elements or corrupted elements or better armor, you could gradually get better and better at clearing UW. But with Angel Sanctuary, like I said at the beginning, it's either impossible or unlosable. There's not really much of an in-between. So I just really don't like that, and I'll explain why this actually is the case. The reason for this is actually mostly the boss. I'm not talking about the route to the boss, but also that. But because enemies have such steep health but easy mechanics, getting to the boss really just boils down to, are enough people using Conqueror's Blade or like min-max builds to kill the enemies and just deal out enough damage to get to the boss in time to be able to kill him. You're not going to really be dying to enemy mechanics like you might in UW. Like in UW, there were a few like just add mechanics on the way to the boss that you could die from that were kind of a little hard sometimes. Like a lot of times the ranged enemies, if you weren't constantly moving, you'd get hit by them. But in Angel Sanctuary, a lot of times the little people's health, they're not really going to kill you. It's just going to be because their health bars are too big and because your regular kitsunes aren't doing enough damage to kill them. Now, even if you are okay with the mobs being pretty much damage sponges with no mechanics, the main problem is the boss. The boss is insanely hard to beat at the moment without cheesing. And up to date, I haven't seen anyone actually beat him without cheesing. The cheese pretty much is hiding on top of the tree where he can't hit you with all but one move, and then throwing yourself off whenever you do get low from that one move. And I can't really blame people for this. The boss has an insane amount of health, virtually unkillable without enough people using Conqueror's Blades. And as the cherry on top, some of the moves can't be consistently dodged, even if you are meleeing him. This pretty much forces the people with the min-max builds up onto the tree. And even if you're not, you still have to get on top of the tree anyways, because it's the most reliable way to kill him. Because he has an insane amount of health and mechanics that are sometimes pretty hard to dodge. Like his gravitational pull pretty much like covers like half of the room. If you're meleeing him or even kind of close to him, you're probably going to get caught in that. So this is why everybody just cheeses, and the cheeses are so apparent and so easy. Chucking yourself off the cliff and hiding on top of a tree, that's so easy. So I got to pondering, how do you fix this? In my opinion, I honestly think you remove the cheeses, because that's just lame gameplay. The gameplay of standing outside of a tree and whacking on it for 10 minutes is the equivalent to just hitting at a training dummy for damage. That's really what it's equivalent to, and I don't think that's what they want for their game. So in my opinion, to fix this would be, you got to get rid of that stuff. I think you can't let people be jumping off. Maybe like dome in the arena, so it forces people into the arena. But then you might be asking, well, how do people beat him then if he has so much health and undodgeable mechanics? Well, I shouldn't say they're undodgeable. They're dodgeable. They just can't be consistently dodged. You'll get hit by them, and over the course of a 10-minute fight, they'll kill anybody, because you'll just get withered down. So how do you fix that? I think you got to take away like 33 to 50% of his health. Honestly, he has an insane amount of health. It's crazy. I think 33% at the minimum, force people into the arena with him. That'll lower his health down, so it'll be more feasible to kill him. But also, so now people can't just like use these cheese spots to throw themselves off, because I don't even really like playing it when that's how you have to beat it. But that's just my opinion. I also think because no ads or enemies spawn in there like Atlantis does, so there is no way to get your health back, and you are going to get hit by some of his mechanics. I think maybe spawning in periodic potions, or maybe even like periodic healers to heal him, but then you can kill those healers for like potions or something. That might be pretty cool. I think that would be a very good way to balance this boss fight, by like lowering 50% of his health or 33% of his health, spawning in healers, doming in the arena so you can't jump off. I think this would make for a fun boss fight and a more like tangible way to beat it, because now players wouldn't feel like they either can or can't. Because right now, the reason why I say it's either unlosable or unwinnable is because when you're hiding on top of the tree, either you have enough DPS to kill him and then you will, or you won't have enough DPS to kill him and you'll just lose to time. Does that make any sense? That's why I really just don't like that boss fight at all. I think UW is just better. Now I'm going to make another one explaining how exactly to beat him, because if this is how this boss fight will be, I want people to be able to beat it. But yeah, that's really all my opinions on the Angel Sanctuary raid and why I think the UW raid was far better. And again, this is mostly just regarding the boss fight, so no hate to anyone who cheeses, because it's like the only way to beat it right now, honestly. But yeah,